As you may already know, red lights are flashing in the US economy, and I don't mean that in a vague or clickbait way. I mean specific, measurable things are starting to break. Here's what's happening right now. The cost for our government to borrow money long term is going up again. Not because the economy is growing fast, but because people are getting nervous. They want to be paid more to take on the risk of lending. At the same time, inflation is still hanging around, but job growth is slowing. And that is a dangerous mix. Prices stay high, but paychecks don't keep up. Economists call it stagflation, but you don't need the label. You can feel it. And then there's housing. New construction dropped again last month. Permits are down, and buyers and builders are pulling back, even though mortgage rates have come down just a little. So what does this mean for the world? It means that when the US stumbles, the rest of the world starts bracing for impact because most countries still trade in dollars. And US government debt, our treasury bonds, are the backbone of global finance. If that foundation wobbles, things get more expensive and more unstable everywhere. Countries that owe money in dollars, especially smaller or poorer ones, feel it first. But nobody is immune. Banks, markets, and even governments abroad rely on stability here. And here's the part that's easy to forget. We've lived through this kind of pressure before. In 1837, a wave of land speculation collapsed after a sudden policy change, and the panic spread nationwide. In the 1930s, a shrinking money supply and bad trade decisions turned a slowdown into a global depression. And in 2008, mortgage defaults triggered a credit collapse that nearly broke the entire system. Each time, it started with confidence quietly cracking, then suddenly falling apart. Even the founders saw this risk. Alexander Hamilton believed in strong public credit, but warned that debt should come with a clear plan to pay it back. And James Madison said flat out, a public debt is a public curse, especially in a republic, where the people, not kings, bear the burden. So what should we watch for next? Pay attention to borrowing costs, jobs reports, inflation updates, housing numbers, and whether the people in charge act like the storm is real or just insist that it'll blow over. Because pressure doesn't always show up as panic. Sometimes it shows up as silence. When the cracks quietly spread underneath, and you're gaslit to believe the opposite. The question isn't whether we'll face another crisis. The question is whether we'll recognize it before it fully arrives.